Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Influenced by Kim. I'm your host, Hofi Kim Cohen Myers, and today I'm going to be telling another manifestation stories because for some reason, I know all the reasons, all of my manifestation stories just blow up. They perform the best, and that makes me happy because I love telling them. And sometimes in the spur of the moment, I really have a lot. I remember the moment I share one, I just want to share all of them, and I just could sit for literally probably a few months recording them without taking any breaks because there are really so many. As I mentioned before, I'm really good at manifesting big chunks of money in a short period amount of time, many type of money. I'm really good at manifesting apartments and all the things and so many different types of things. So as I share manifestation stories, I'm gonna mess with the sequences of how I tell them because I can just literally, I recorded an episode on how I manifesting Manhattan. That's a really great episode on how I manifested my dream apartment in Times Square, which is a super crazy story. I did another podcast episode where I shared how I manifested 10K in 5 days. Fucking insane story. If you haven't heard that yet, go listen to that. That story should be a movie. And so I have so many house stories. I have so many money stories. And if you don't know, I also have a masterclass called Money Magnet, where I literally teach you how to manifest any amounts of money in a short period amount of time. And today I'm going to actually switch up the category. I will tell other ones in the future. I will tell more money stories and more, what is it called? House stories with other apartments, because they're all these crazy Mission Impossible, last minute, crazy, suspense stories. Today, I'm going to tell a cool story. Today, I'm going to take it to the travel category because just as great as I am at manifesting quantities of money and amazing, dreamy places to live in, I've also manifested seeing this beautiful planet of ours. So if you don't know, in 2014, I became a travel blogger, and my specialty was solo travel, adventure travel, and luxury travel, which AKA means that I stayed in really nice fucking places. I did really fucking crazy shit. That's the adventure. And solo, female solo, is I did that shit all by myself. So in the timeline, essentially before 2020, I had already traveled to 67 countries, which was also a manifestation in and of itself. Obviously, my first year as a travel blogger, I decided that I was going to go to 18 countries. The next year, I went to 13 countries. But I really made the impossible possible, even just those stories within themselves. And a lot of these places I visited multiple times. I've been to Paris, I've been to France 4 or 5 times. I've been to London 6 times. I've been to a lot of places multiple times. I've been to Iceland 2 times. And so in the 67 countries, I've visited places multiple times. I've been to Israel so many times. And then I'm really excited to say that for so long, because the world was closed in 2020, I was saying for so long that I visited 67 countries for so freaking long. It was 67 because the world closed for 2.5 years. And then my perception of the world changed and travel changed. And then when COVID opened up, everyone wanted to travel and it was too congested for me. And I just needed to wait another year. But I'm glad to say that I have now visited 68 countries because after my wedding, me and Benny went on a road trip and we went to Monaco, which was a dream of mine for so many years. So that was a cool bucket list item that I got to do. Manifested that. But today's the story of Iceland. Of ice and fire. Yeah, let's talk about how I manifested seeing the Northern Lights my very first time. This is going to be one of those wild fucking stories. You're going to want to stay to the end because it's going to be really suspenseful and really fucking crazy. And I made the impossible possible per usual. And I think it's really fun and exciting. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so since I was a kid, since my parents got a computer, or like maybe more, like okay, since I was like a teenager, you know, my mom and my parents had a computer in the garage in their little office, and it would just like flop like screensavers, you know the vibe, of all these, you know, like Bora Bora, these magical oceans, these faraway places, these beautiful ice places, the northern lights, like these magical places on earth. And I would just sit there and I started to manifest that. And when I first saw the northern lights, a lot of people don't know what the fucking northern lights is. That blows my mind. If you don't know what that is, in case you're listening, you're like, what is this bitch saying? The northern lights is when the sky turns like that crazy green. It normally happens in the countries that are closer to Antarctica, the South Pole, the North Pole. So like, you know, Australia, New Zealand, they get to see it, but it's more pink where they are because they're at the bottom of the globe. And then you have countries like Iceland, you have Finland, Norway, Canada, Greenland. They get to see it because it's so close to Antarctica. And my philosophy on the Northern Lights, I mean, they tell you what it is. Like, science will tell you what it is. I don't believe them. I don't believe anything. This world is one huge conspiracy theories, and I don't believe jack shit anymore, but I once did. They say that it's like gases that like essentially they are like gases that are released from the sun into our atmosphere that create the northern lights. Nevertheless, I had a psychotic obsession with seeing the northern lights. I felt like my life was all leading up to this moment of seeing the northern lights. It was something that I was motherfucking obsessed with, manifesting fucking hardcore for like years. And as a teenager, like, how the fuck would I ever do that? Like, that was like a distant dream and a faraway future reality that like just seemed like only people that get to go to Antarctica get to see that. Like, it just felt very National Geographic to me, like, to see the Northern Lights as a kid. Yeah, you also saw it on the National Geographic magazines. So it just seemed like so fucking out there. I know that different people live in different places in the world and it's more attainable, but like, as a California girl, it just seemed like the craziest thing, especially like as a kid. And even more crazy because there was like a timeline where like I didn't even have a green card. We had like a visa and like I couldn't really leave, or like transitioning and getting like the green card. And there was like a huge time where like I couldn't leave America. So it just seemed like such a fucking crazy, wild dream. But nevertheless, a girl can dream and a girl never stops dreaming and obsessing. That's what I do. And one decision that I definitely made from a very young age. Actually, you should listen to episode 3. It's really good. That's a really good episode. But I tell a story there about the decision that I made when I was 18 years old that I would never, ever, ever live the same year of my life over again. It was through this beautiful self-growth spiritual seminar that I took. I learned a very like hardcore lesson in that. You should totally listen to that episode. I learned a lot, and I decided that I will never live the same year of my life again on repeat. Like a lot of people, they're stuck in like a different timeline. Something happened to them a long time ago, and they're stuck in that specific timeline. And I really dive deep into this, like in that episode, on how some people like literally are living the same exact year. Nothing looks different in their life for the last 20 years. How to like escape that, how to get out of that, how to have the most exciting, fulfilling motherfucking life that you fucking deserve. That's in that episode. Go check out episode 3 when you're done with this one, though. When you're done with this one, I have so many stories. Okay, so a girl can dream, and so one decision that I made is that I'm never gonna live the same exact year over and over and over again, and not just do jack shit. Like every year had to be fulfilling of my life. I decided this when I was 18. Every year has to be fulfilling. Every year has to be big. There always has to be big dreams. There always has to be achievement. There always has to be like excitement, because life is so short and magical. I don't want to take life for granted. Tomorrow is not promised, and we gotta fucking live that shit like there's no fucking tomorrow. So that's the way I live life. And with that, I also made a decision around that timeline that a lot of people see fucking screenshots, like those pictures, those images. You all have them. I know you do. You had a laptop in the 90s or in the early 2000s, or you still have a fucking laptop. You know what the fuck screensavers I'm talking about. These beautiful, like National Geographic, like, oh my God, boner, like screensavers, like, you know. Well, I decided that a lot of people look at those screensaver and they're like, that is so amazing. That is so great one day. But in reality, subconsciously, they're like, that's so amazing. That's so great. That's never going to happen for me. So many people, they don't say that out loud, but it's a subconscious program that it just seems so unrealistic and so unattainable to people, like staying in Bora Bora, staying in like water villas in the Maldives, seeing the Northern Lights, going to see the Giza pyramids, one of my biggest bucket list things too. I haven't been able to obtain it because of like politics and being Israeli and like all these other things and complications in the Middle East. But like you bet your ass that like once I can, I will. But I did visit Egypt. But like there are people that just see these magical places in the world and they smirk and they laugh and they have this like this daydreaming moment for a split second, and then they cut themselves off and they're like, no, that's not realistic. That's not for me. Maybe in another life. That's so fucking sad. So fucking sad. My heart goes out to all these people. If you're one of these people, I love you. I'm out there. I did a lot of these things that I did in those 67 countries. I made so much of my bucket list dreams come true. And while I did a lot of it for myself, obviously, first and foremost, because I had dreams, I also decided to publish my life online through my blog. I had an actual blog, vanillaskyDreamy.com. And then it was like Instagram, and then it was YouTube, and then it was the whole thing. But it was also there. Just as much as it was there to make my dreams come true, I decided to share it with the world to make other people believe that they can do it too. I thought that if people saw me go out into the world and make my fucking dreams come true, and I documented it, the struggles, the heartaches, the beauty, the magic, the fulfillment, the enlightenment, they would be inspired and courageous. Like if they saw like my level of courage and bravery and just nonstop, never stopping believing and dreaming and all the things, like it would inspire them to go out there and do it themselves. And I know, like, thankfully, I do know that I've done that for people, and I think it's amazing and inspiring and like, oh my God, it makes me want to cry. But if you're one of these people that watches these screensavers and says, wow, that's so amazing, that's so great, maybe in another life, please, no. Just like, no. You get to have everything you want in this lifetime. And I know people have so many limiting beliefs and they're going to sit there and try to tell me all the reasons why they can't make that possible. But like, when you really, really, really want something, you find a way. The question always and forever is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you kind of want it? Do you sort of kind of want it? Do you really want it? I literally had this conversation with Ben yesterday, my husband. He told me he has a dream. I literally recalibrated his mind yesterday. I got him in alignment with his dream because that's what I do. I'm a mindset coach. I'm an inspirational coach. I'm a motivational coach. I am a manifestation coach and also a business coach, but I'm really good at calibrating people when people are lost and confused and they're trying to figure out their life. I see like they're kind of stuck in a situation. They're stuck. They have a block. They don't know how to get out of it. I'm really good at figuring out exactly what's happening, helping them get to their shadow, to the part, to the block. Why are they blocked in this specific part of their life? What's blocking them? And I'll ask them questions to try to, bring up what it is. Because a lot of people don't know what is blocking them or stopping them from manifesting their life or making their dream come true or achieving their goal. A lot of people don't know, and it's fine. It's called shadow work. It's a shadow. It's like a block. You block things subconsciously, and then you don't know why you're stuck, and you have to go do shadow work, which is the work that I do with people. And we unblock your mind blocks and figure out how to break through the habit of being yourself. So I had to guide Ben yesterday through this situation, and I asked him, I gave him all these guided meditations, visuals, questions, journaling, all these things. It was really fucking deep. I wish I would have recorded it for you guys. It was very deep, but I asked him, I'm okay, if this is your goal, how bad do you want it? Do you kind of want it? Do you sort of kind of want it? How bad do you want it? Can you not fucking live without it? How bad do you want it? Because that is the key component of actually dreaming and actually achieving is how bad do you want it. So the next time you're like, that's a beautiful fucking screensaver picture. I wish I could do that. Maybe in a next life. Before you completely cross yourself off, ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Because you'll find out that a lot of the reasons why people don't actually achieve their dreams is because they don't want it bad enough. That's the truth, man. That's the truth. And I'm letting you know that because I once was a spoiled girl and I once wanted everything to be done for me. And if anything was hard, I was just not into it. I would quit. And the reason why I can give all this advice and all the things is because I once was the polar opposite of everything and I became the complete opposite. And so I get it. I get it. If things were hard, if they just seemed unattainable, I used to be like, nah, never mind. It's too hard. I'm over it. I don't like this person. They're annoying. I'm over it. I don't want to do this. This is not easy. It's not how I thought. I quit. I don't want to do this. I'm not coming next time. Like, I'm done. Like, next. Like, what's next? But then here's what happened. What happened I learned this at a young age, and I'm so grateful that I always put myself out there and like threw myself into the fucking fire and learned a million fucking really good, important lessons at a very young age. I realized at a young age, in my early 20s, I realized, wow, if I keep doing this shit, I'm literally never going to be known for anything. Do you hear me? I realized that. I had to own that, realize that, stare that in the fucking mirror and be like, damn, girl, if you keep saying it's too hard, it's not easy enough, it's not how I thought, I'm quitting, I don't want to do this person's annoying me, and you just keep skipping from one thing to the next, starting things, getting really excited about things, then quitting them, things get hard, you just quit, you just go to the next thing, like, you're literally never going to be known for anything. You're never going to be good at anything. You're never going to be known for anything. It's just, life is going to be empty and meaningless because every single time something's hard, you're just going to like bounce. If you can't find a solution to it, you're just going to be like, okay, I'm out. I'm good. That's literally what I would do. And then I realized like, I actually cannot do this forever. It's not sustainable. It's actually cheating myself. It's copping out of like actually doing life. It's actually cheating myself from actually doing the work to get the dreams that I want to get. I can go on and on about this, but we're going to talk about the Northern Lights. But if you want more of this, if you're in these situations, if you're trying to overcome these things, I am a one-on-one coach. I have one-on-one coaching programs. And if you want a really great space too, which is like a group setting, I have my 6 months membership mentorship program called Energetic Codes, where we meet every single Thursday and we work through all the things that are blocking us. I don't care who the fuck you are. Life is never perfect and amazing in every single category of life. There's always work to be done. We always are. If you want to keep growing, if you want to keep achieving, if you have big dreams, if you want like a fucking magical life, you always got to work at it. You got to work at it. You can't stop. You can't quit. You can't cock out, whatever shit's like too easy or everything's going great, or when things are going hard, you quit, like, or when things are amazing, then you tap out. That's not sustainable. If you actually want the fucking dream life that you fucking deserve, you don't fucking quit. You don't stop. You don't stop when shit gets hard, and you don't stop when things are fucking amazing. You gotta keep the work going. So if you are interested, Energetic Codes is a really great space to be in. Like I said, it's my 6 months membership mentorship program. It is incredible. It is inspiring. It is transformative. We talk about manifestation and shadow work and mindset and money and consciousness and 3D and 5D and money and manifestation and just stepping in a place of power, standing in a place of power. There's so many powerful transformation that happened last time I launched Energetic Codes. It was launched last year. I'm getting ready to relaunch it again. And if you want to be part of this amazing, incredible space and actually work through your shit from a person who's I have been all the things. Call me all the fucking names. I own them. I used to be lazy and fucking spoiled and a quitter and like just all the fucking things. And look at me now, bitches. Like, I have my fucking dream life. It wasn't easy. But it was rewarding and it was fun, and I made the ride so fucking worth it. Like, the ride up, there was so many battles, there were so many extreme crazy moments, but it's like, it was a fun fucking ride. I'm still on the fucking ride. I'm still on the ride, and I'm having the time of my motherfucking life. If you want to have like fun manifesting your dream fucking life, join me inside of energetic codes. I'm gonna leave a link in the show notes, or you can see it on Instagram, or you can hire me as your one-on-one coach. But let's keep going. Let's talk about like dreams. Please don't be one of these people that sees the screensaver and says, not for me, maybe in a next life. I know too many people that do that, and it fucking breaks my heart, you guys. It breaks my heart. My heart aches. My heart hurts when I hear people like believe so little in themselves. It kills me. And again, why does it kill me? Because I know what that's like. I know what that's like to believe and think so little of yourself because of things that people projected onto you, because of shit that people said to you, your parents, your teachers, your whoever, whatever, a boyfriend. I know what it's like, and I know that pain, and I know that hurt. And I also get to tell you what happens on the other side, and what happens on the other side is fucking amazing. What happens on the other side when you actually overcome that is an amazing fucking life that you can write like movies and books about. I've had a magnificent fucking life. Knock wood. I'm gonna knock wood. Hold on. Do we have wood? Where the fuck is the wood? Hold on. Looking around. Oops. Okay, I found wood. Hold on. Okay. Peanut's gonna freak out. It hasn't been an easy life, but it's been a fucking rewarding life. I get it. I get that the good comes with the bad. I get all the things. But okay, I'm throwing out that information out there, that inspiration, that motivation. This is just what I do. This is how I am 24/7. There always has to be like an inspirational story along the way. But okay, let's talk about Iceland. Okay, dream, Iceland. It wasn't necessarily Iceland that was a dream. It was the Northern Lights. I didn't give a fuck where the fuck it was going to happen. I needed it to happen, though. And this went on for many years, and I had a lot of people. So, okay, teenage me was like, hey, I want to make that. I had absolutely zero fucking idea on how that's even obtainable. It seemed not obtainable at all. It seemed crazy. It seemed like I have to be like a National Geographic crazy person to go to like this Antarctic place to see the Northern Lights. I felt like it was something that not many people have seen in their life. It felt like so like out there. But I kept dreaming. It was like I hope it happens one day. Oh, hold on. Wait. Now I remember. I'm going to go back. I decided at the age of 18 that I was never going to live the same exact year again. I also decided that I was not going to be one of these people that sees those screensavers, that has bucket list dreams, but never just leaves them in the bucket. Okay? I was not going to be one of these people that writes, I want to learn how to play guitar, and I want to do art class in Barcelona for a summer, and I want to go on the tallest building in the world, and I want to sleep in an ice hotel, and I want to see the Northern Lights and swim with sharks, and I want to see Machu Picchu. And just writing it just to write it, but like actually never taking any actions or goal on it, never actually trying to make it possible. I was not going to be one of these people. I fucking decided I was going to be that one in a million. I was going to be the girl that writes that fucking list and actually makes it all happen. I had a long list, you guys. I had a long fucking list. On that list, so many. You know, actually, my blog, Vanilla Sky Dreaming, actually has a play. Like, that's it. It kind of started there. It didn't start there. There was always a bucket list, like even way before that, because I started my blog when I was 28, but I had like bucket lists like even before that. But I made it like live, so it's still on my blog. But there's like write a book. I don't know. There were so many fucking things. Be on Broadway. Do New Year's. Oh, that's a great story. Do New Year's in Paris. In the Eiffel Tower, I did that. There were so many things on that list. Go on a safari in like the wilderness, the wildness in like a foreign country, like I did that. There was so many random shit. Like it was travel stuff, but it was also like write a book or like certain things. Like, I don't know, get married, you know, like other things. Anyways, I decided that I was going to be the girl that actually makes her bucket list dreams come true. I wasn't going to be like my mom that I love very much that looks at it and is like, that's beautiful and great, but that's just not for me. I was like, no, I'm going to make my dreams come true. Like, I deserve it. I I want to gift myself with that. Like, I want to make those things happen. Like, they're extraordinary. I only get one life, one fucking life, one life here on planet Earth. Putting aside the fact that we all reincarnate and we've been here thousands of times before, putting that aside for a second, but I get one life. I get one life to be Khafid Kim Cohen Byers. I only get one of that. You only get one life to be who you are right now. Like, do you get it? Do you get it? I mean it. Do you hear me? You get one life to be who you are right now as your name, as your soul, as this body. Dude, fucking jack that shit up. Have the best fucking time ever. It's so precious here. It gets to be so beautiful here. It gets to be so magical here. It gets to be magic. You get to decide if it gets to be magic. You get to decide how magical it gets to be. You get to fucking decide. Okay? So if I only get one chance to be Khafid Kim Cohen Myers in this fucking lifetime, I only get one chance to be her. I don't know when she will expire. But guess what? I'm gonna fucking show her the best fucking life she's ever had in her past lives. Okay? All the thousands of lives. She's gonna have the best fucking one here. She's gonna tell stories to her grandchildren, like fucking her children, her grandchildren, generations, like after that, like crazy stories. Like books will be written about her. Like, that's how I see it. That's how you should see it. It's never too late, FYI. Okay? Now, back to the dream. So, Iceland. I had a lot of people, when I actually decided that it was actually kind of real, that, oh, wait, hold on. I actually do have a green card and I actually could travel. And this is actually something that people do actually see. Not a lot of people get to see the Northern Lights, but they're also called the Aurora, the Bora, Aurora lights. And so when I actually started to see that it's actually real, I was like, wow, that's so fascinating. It's so cool. But like the internet wasn't what it was. But like there were different times in my life where people legitimately fucking swore to me and promised to me that we were going to go together. When I lived in Baltimore, I was like 25 to 27. I had a friend there, the owner of the company that I was working for. He like promised me that we were going to like sleep in the ice hotel and see the Northern Lights together. We were going to go on a husky safari and like I found, oh my God, I remember that. I found the ice hotel, like icehotel.com, which is actually in Sweden. And I was like, we have to go. And he's like a millionaire and he's like crazy and he's up for adventure. And this is before I was a travel blogger. And he's like, yeah, we have to go. And like, I thought we were really going to go. But then he always had an excuse on why he can't go. He was a millionaire running like a really big business. And he always had an excuse on why it's not the good time. And I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for him because he was like one of my really good friends. Like, he was like one of my best friends at the time. I kept waiting to go with him because we just vibe and we have so much fucking fun. And I thought it would be so cool. And I kept waiting because I felt like if someone, like, the ice hotel was really expensive. And I was like, if I'm going to go with someone, I need someone who's like down to pay that because I'm always the crazy one. Like, I bet on my dreams. I'm willing to pay a lot for my dreams. I don't care how much it fucking costs. I'll figure it out. I'll make the money. Like, my dream, my vision is so much more important. Like, I don't care if it's 5,000. I don't care if it's 10. I don't care if it's 2,000 a night. I don't fucking care. I'm going to make it happen because it's my dream. That's how I view it. How bad do I want it? Really, 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 really bad. That's how I fucking play. And he can care less about money. And it just seemed like so ideal. But so I like literally waited for him for 2 years. And then I was like, damn. I kept like bringing it up and I was like, damn, he's never going to go with me. But I really was gullible and believed that I was going to go with him. Later on, I found another friend, a really good guy friend. And we're like, yeah, like he loved travel. He did like Machu Picchu. He did all the fucking things. And he's like, we're going to go. We're going to go. And all these motherfuckers promised me that we were going to go. And nobody was actually down to fucking go. But they like made me believe that they would. And then I decided, as always, you know what? I'm just not going to stick around and wait for people to make my dreams come true. I'm going to go out there and make my own fucking dreams come true. I'm sick of waiting for people making me promises. We're going to go this summer. We're going to go this winter. We're going to go after this, after I'm done with this. And it's like, there's always something. Like my other guy friend was like, oh, but hold on, but I'm starting college. And then maybe after the semester ends, or maybe after I end college in 4 years. I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking got 4 years. I don't got 4 years. Kidding? What if I die tomorrow? I don't have fucking 4 years. Oh my God, that seems like a fucking billion years. and the millionaire guy's like, no, like there was always something. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm just going to go by myself. Now, FYI, I did see the Northern Lights in Iceland. And I did end up staying in the ice hotel by myself. And I manifested a free fucking trip to sleep in the ice hotel as a travel blogger. I think I'm going to tell that story on a different day because that's a really fucking cool story. Crazy story. I'm like smiling from ear to ear. So I did get to do both. That's what I want you to know. See, it's like I didn't need to pay the 10 grand or the 2 grand for the icehotel.com. I got that shit for free. I manifested it for free. It was expensive. And I manifested this incredible trip to Kemi, Finland for free, which is in the Arctic Circle. Story for a different day. But that happened it happened like a year after I saw the Northern Lights in Iceland. So I decided I'm going to go. And I wanted it to be, I'm like, okay, I fucking waited this whole time. So I need to go. And I need to make this like an extraordinary, wild fucking adventure dream. Like I have to see the Northern Lights in the most iconicest fucking place. Like it can't be basic. Like I will not, no offense, I'm sorry if you're from Canada, I will not just go see it in Canada. Like that's not a good story to tell. That's not as exciting. That's just not, no. I needed to go see it in like I needed a cool story. I wanted like, dude, this is my dream. I get to make it whatever I want it to be. So I was like, where do I go see it? Greenland, Iceland, like Finland, like where? And I decided after doing a lot of research, that I'm going to go do it in Iceland. And I knew very little about Iceland. For those of you who know or don't know, Iceland is my favorite country in the world. It holds a very special, dear place in my heart for many reasons. A, because I got to see the Northern Lights there. B, because I met a group of very special people, Riker, Alexi, and Parker, which were friends of mine from High on Life. They were YouTubers, and I met them in Iceland. I loved them, and there was a tragic accident where 2 of them passed away in a very tragic accident, and the last time I saw them was in Iceland, and so it just holds such a special place in my heart. It's funny, Ben wants to go to Iceland, and I haven't been ready to go all these years because I'm like, I don't want to let them go. That was like the last time I saw them alive, and but I'm ready to go. I actually told Ben, I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to go, like energetically, like, anyways. So I decided it's going to be Iceland. I did a lot of research on Iceland, and the reason why I picked Iceland is because I wanted to see the Northern Lights in a place that like has been untouched, a place that no one knew anything about. And when I visited Iceland for the first time, I believe it was I think that I visited Iceland in 2015 for the first time, but it could have been 2014. I'm trying to think. No, I think it was like January 13th, 2015. That sounds like a billion years ago. Jesus Christ. I don't know where I got January 13th, but I'm pretty sure it was that timeline. So it's like a year. It was like almost a year of me being a travel blogger, but it was on the first year. And I picked Iceland. So back then in 2015, no one knew what fucking Iceland was. Like it's not what it was today. When people heard Iceland, they're like, you're fucking crazy. Like Iceland sounded like Antarctica. Instagram wasn't what it was today. Now Iceland's like one of the most popular travel destinations. It was not that. It was like untouched. Nobody knew what the fuck it was. People thought it was like literally visiting Antarctica. It was like completely different than how it is today. And no one knew much about it. There wasn't that many tours or excursions or things. It was like untouched. It was beautiful. It was magical, amazing. Okay. So I decide I want to do something fucking crazy, and it's going to be in Iceland. Now, also, my first year as a travel blogger, I decided that the mission for that year, since I never lived the same year of my life twice, episode 3 to this podcast, you'll get more details. So the first year of being a travel blogger, my mission was to visit the most countries I can in 1 year. And it ended up being 18. So I designed this fucking wild, it was so wild. I designed this wild itinerary, a solo trip to visit 9 countries in 2.5 weeks. I'm fucking crazy. I'm a crazy bitch. In the winter, in like the coldest of winter, being an LA girl, not being used to the winter. Like loving winter. I do love the cold. I was probably like a Viking in my past life. But maybe I was from fucking Iceland. Who knows? Because I have like such, my soul like loves it. Top 3 favorite countries that I've ever been to is Iceland, Maldives, and Italy. Not in that order, but like they're just my top 3. They're all my favorite. They're just magical and insane. Okay, so on this trip, 9 countries. And that's all I cared about. All I cared about was Iceland. And I also made sure to design this entire trip during the time when the Northern Lights is most visible. So when it is most visible is between November and like end of January, February, beginning of February. Does it, like, could you see it in October? Sure. Can you see it in like March? Potentially. But like if you want like the hot season, okay, the hot season is like mid-November, like November, mid-November, all of December and January and February-ish, but like the beginning. Yeah. It's also the darkest times in those countries above, you know, in all the Scandinavian countries like Iceland and Greenland, and like that tripped me out completely. That was so fucking nuts. The first day, I don't know, I just was like in go, go, go for so many days on the other countries. And like, it's like 9 o'clock, the sun's not out, it's pitch darkness. It's 10 o'clock, it's pitch darkness in the morning, 10 in the morning, 9 in the morning, almost 11, the sun came up. 11 a.m. the sun came up. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this might work for me. I'm not a morning person. Like, this might work. I might need to live in a place like this. I'm just kidding. But and then the sun was going down at 4 p.m. So you only got sun for 5 hours, but then it essentially made it dark for longer, and then it would give you higher chances of seeing the Northern Lights. There was that aspect of it, but also it's just like energy from the sun during this timeline, okay? So on this wild trip, like I said, 9 countries, 2.5 weeks. I got sick 2 times on this trip. One of them because of the crazy night that I actually did get to see the Northern Lights. So I was hyped, okay? Iceland was not the first country, I think. I'm trying to, like, figure it out in my brain. I think I did. I did a lot of, like, these long Euro trips in my travel blogging years. Like, I loved being in Europe during the winter and just the Christmas market and all the things. But I believe that this might have been the trip where I did New Year's in Amsterdam. And then I went to Paris, and I started at London. I went to Amsterdam. I went to Brussels. I don't know. There was like all this detour. And then I think I went to Iceland. And then I think afterwards, maybe I'm connecting trips, but no, I'm not. Afterwards, I went to Budapest, Vienna, that actually is a trip. Vienna, okay, so Budapest, Vienna, Prague, and then I think I went to Sweden and then home. I believe that's like, I might miss a country or two in that itinerary. Well, okay. So when we started flying, like, I think it was like London to Iceland, I was losing it on the plane. I wanted the window seat. I was losing it. I'm like, where's the Northern Lights? Where's the Northern Lights? Where's the Northern Lights? Maybe I'll see them from the plane. Because I saw this video that went viral at the time where you could actually see the Northern Lights from the plane. So I kept looking outside, and I kept looking, and I kept looking, and I was losing it, trying to find it. And then I sat next to a guy who was from Iceland. He was Icelandic. And I was like, where are you from? I always make friends on the plane. I'm like, where are you from? Like, Iceland. I'm like, wow, so cool. You get to see the Northern Light. It's so funny because Icelandic people, they're just so chill, and I'm just like, they're just so like mellow and chill and like one-worded and just, you know, I don't know if you know the energy, but they're just very Scandinavian. And I'm like this bubbly, hypey, like, oh my God, tell me more, please. So fucking funny. So this guy's like, yeah, I'm from Iceland. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Did you see the Northern Lights? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, how many times? And he's like, oh, I've seen it a million times. It's like, whatever. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, why is it whatever? And he's like, you know, you see it so many times. Like, it's whatever after a while, but yeah, I seen it. It's whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean? This is why I'm coming to your country. Like, I need to see the Northern Lights. Like, oh my God. I also wanted to see the Blue Lagoon. FYI, I just remembered. I was trying to manifest also seeing the Blue Lagoon in Iceland for many, many, many years. There was a famous National Geographic picture that I found that just the Blue Lagoon was so fucking blue. And when I found out that the ice, so I can make 2 bucket list items happen on the same trip, 2 dreams, I was sold. That was what drove me to Iceland, was the Blue Lagoon and the Northern Lights, but more than Northern Lights. So I talked to this guy and he's like so not fucking excited about the Northern Lights. He's like, whatever. Yeah, you see it all the time. I'm like, why aren't you excited? And he's like, because you see it all the time. You see it all the time. It's like, whatever. It's like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, he's so boring. Like, why does he think that? Like, why isn't he excited about the Northern Lights? I'm like, it's so funny. It's just because I was so hyped and I kept looking out the window and I couldn't see it. Okay. When I go on these trips, especially my solo trips, like I pack the fucking shit out of it. I want to see everything. I want to do everything. I want to experience everything. I want every single fucking tour. I want the cheesy shit. I want the off the beaten path shit. I want it all. Give it to me all. Let's not fucking sleep. Let's just conquer dreams and make life fucking magical. So, Iceland, by the way, is one of the most expensivest countries I've ever been to. I wonder if it's still like that today since the prices in America or Miami are just so high up. But at the time, it blew my fucking mind to shreds and pieces at how expensive it was. I didn't realize how expensive it was in the beginning. And I literally thought somebody stole money from my bank account because I was like, what happened to half my money? Like, I was in shock. I wasn't getting paid to be a travel blogger during that time. I had to have like a side job and I didn't go with that much. Like I went with money, but it's like I went to 9 countries and I'm kind of a spender and everything I want, I get, and body just disappeared fast. But I stayed at a hostel which is a really nice one. I don't fucking ever stay at hostels. That's not my style. I've probably stayed at 2 my entire life. And this one in Iceland, I don't know what it's called. If you care to know, let me know. But it is my favorite. I've stayed there on 2 separate Iceland trips. I love it. It's like city center, the best location. It's fucking clean. It's clean. It's beautiful. It's affordable. It's a vibe. They have a really cool rooftop, loungy area, free breakfast, which I thought was cool. Very center. It's great. I love this place. Really clean. I loved it. Okay. And I wanted to make friends, but I think I did it more to save money because the rooms in Iceland were just like out of control expensive. So I stayed at this hostel and I drive this guy crazy on the plane. I can't stop looking at the window. I'm like a fucking child. Like, sit me the fuck down. Put on the fucking seatbelt, girl. Like, stop looking at the window. I'm like, I can't. There's like, I just wanted to see the ice. I just felt like I was going to like a different fucking planet. I was so fucking hyped and I had no idea what to expect, but all I cared about was seeing the Northern Lights. And I had ideally booked like I was there for 4 days, 4.5, and my itinerary was booked up the fucking ass. Like there was like no free time. And there was a tour, the Northern Lights tour that I booked, and I booked it for my second day. Like there was a night that I arrived and then the next day I booked it for that day. Okay, so I guess it's like 5 nights that I had in Iceland. And I just couldn't wait. Like, why would I wait for the last day? Like I want it now. Like that's the vibe. So impatience is the vibe. So I arrived to Iceland and I'm losing it. Everything's exciting. Everything's amazing. Everything's magical. And I'm looking up. So I took a bus. From the airport to the city center. And I'm looking out the window, looking for the Northern Lights, asking everybody, did you see the Northern Lights? Did you see the Northern Lights? Did you see the Northern Lights? I'm like a fucking crazy kid on steroids. I love me. I'm cute. I'm bubbly. I'm just excited and fucking loving life. I was probably like 29 or 30 at the time. And I was just so fucking happy and excited. And I couldn't believe that I actually made it to Iceland. Without all those boys that made me promises, broken promises and dreams, I made it. I got myself here. I can't believe this is happening. This is like my mom's screensaver, like all the things, right? I get to the hostel and it's amazing. And everyone's like with their Icelandic like accent. And this whole thing is just a vibe. It's like a different planet. And I get to the hostel. I can't never say that right. And you go up the elevator. It's like 5 floors, the whole thing. At the top floor, is a check-in, and then you have this like outdoor patio area, but you also have this indoor area, and they have like wine, and there's like candles on the table, and it's such a fucking vibe, and everyone's freezing, and it's snowing outside, and it's like all the things. And I come and I'm like, hey, like, you know, my name, and I check in, and I'm like, so like, when do you see the Northern Lights? They're like, oh, it was just here right outside that patio yesterday, last night. It was so big. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, it was here last night, like literally. And then he like pulls out his phone and he shows me, and I like shit my pants. I'm like, oh my God, I hope I did not miss my only opportunity. Like, are you kidding? Because it's so rare. Okay, I'm going to talk about how rare it is to see the Northern Lights. Let's just have a quick discussion so you have a better understanding of how kind of fucking nuts this whole thing is. The Northern Lights are so fucking rare to see. You need like the time, right? November, December, January, best time to see it. Okay. But here's the thing. There's a catch. In order to see the Northern Lights, the weather has to be perfect. What do I mean by perfect? You need 0 clouds. So you need like a clear sky. Okay. It can't snow. It can't rain. You can't see the Northern Lights when it rains and snows. So you need, because then that would create clouds. So it can't be that. So it has to be good weather. But it's also fucking freezing. It's like -20. Like it's crazy. It's crazy fucking cold. It's like obscene cold. It's like no matter how many layers you wear, it goes through your clothes cold. It's like we're right next to Antarctica vibes, if that's the actual real map of the world. But I don't believe anything. The world's map is fake. Everything's fake. Okay. And the thing is, though, so you have to have a perfect sky, perfect conditions. The thing is that when you're up in the equator, like in Iceland, you don't understand. The weather is fucking cracked out, you guys. The weather is insane. It's bipolar. It's out of control. It's unpredictable. Don't you dare for a second try to look on the weather app, because whatever it tells you, that's not what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen. In a half an hour span, for example, it could be a beautiful, magical day, blue skies, everything's great. You're walking, you're just like happy, enjoying life. Out of fucking nowhere, boom, it gets dark. Then all of a sudden, fucking wind starts, and all of a sudden, fucking a crazy storm starts, and you're like, what the fuck is it like? And then it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier, and you're like, what the hell? Oh my God, where's my bus? I need to start running. Like, hold on, okay, I'm running, and it's raining on you, and it's snowing on you, and it's like crazy winds, but it was just fucking sunny, and then all of a sudden it stops. It stops, and all of a sudden it's sunny, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then you're like, oh, okay, now I can walk, and I'm chill, and like, you know, you look up, and the sky's blue again, but then like 3 seconds later, it's fucking snowing again, and it's crazy winds, and it's literally bipolar. You can't predict the fucking weather there. It's crazy. I live in Miami. The weather's crazy here. It's so much more crazier there. It's crazy there. It's just high up in the equator. Everything's changing. Everything's moving really, really fucking fast. So, this was not going to be an easy mission. The weather had to be perfect, but how can the weather ever be perfect when it's always fucking evolving and changing, and you can't predict it? It's out of control. That night that I got there, it was fucking snowing. There was no way I was going to see it. But who knows? It might stop. It's like, it just drives you crazy. It might stop. And for those 3 seconds that it might stop, the Northern Lights might appear. Now also, the Northern Lights, they might appear for literally a minute. Literally a minute. And it might be the most magical minute of your life. And it could appear for an entire hour. It could appear for 2 hours. It could appear for literally 5 minutes. And never appear again. It's crazy. So the odds of seeing the Northern Lights is pretty rare. Like the real Northern Lights, not the artificial one that the government makes you believe is actually happening, you know, in the middle states of America and stuff like that. No, not that one. The real one. Okay. Glad we got that, you know, out of the way. So, the guy like crushes my dream. He's like, it was here yesterday. And I'm like, it's snowing. He's like, yeah, the weather has to be right. I was like, fuck. I go, I meet people that are drinking wine. I make friends. And they're like, oh my God, I saw the Northern Lights like right here. Like literally like right here on the path. And I was like, fuck. And I just was like, I had like firecrackers up my ass. Like I was like, okay, I kept, when the original checkout guy told me he saw it, I just kept going outside in, out on the patio, back inside because it's too cold. I just kept going back and forth. Then when I'm at that other table and they started showing me pictures, like, oh yeah, it was here and it was so fucking bright. Also like the brightness, you need good brightness. The Northern Lights, like the brightness level could go from like 1 to 10. And if it's like a 3, it's really hard to see. And if it's like a 4 brightness level, it's really hard to see. You need like an 8 or a 9 or a 10 in order to see it really fucking good. It's just throwing that out there. Okay? So these guys are telling me, yeah, it was here yesterday. You totally just missed it. And I'm like, holy fuck. Fucking life sucks. I should have came here yesterday. Why am I so stupid? How did I not energetically know that it was here yesterday and not today? But I'm literally talking to them and like mid-conversation, I'm like, hold on, I'll be right back. And I just would go outside to look and it's like not there. And I'd be like, okay, come back. Oh, okay. I'd go back on the balcony. Now the next day I had a tour. And at night I was supposed to have the Northern Lights tour. And the Northern Lights tour essentially is like a bus. Okay, the way that it works is, I'll try to explain it. If you ever go to Iceland or any of these Scandinavian countries, the way that it works is this. The company has a bunch of different people that live in Iceland in different parts of the country. And they call this bus company, you know, they get, I'm sure, like a cut, right? They get like paid to do this. And when they spot the Northern Lights, they call the tour bus and then the tour bus drives over there. But like I said earlier, it might last for 5 minutes. So you might drive all the way over there, but then by the time you get there, it's fucking gone. But so there's people that call the tour company and they say, oh, we see it right now on this part of the island. Iceland is an island. On this part of the island. We see it here on this part of the island. So like the bus is just, okay. So the bus is like I think the tour itself was like 3 or 4 hours. And the reason why it's so long is not because you're going to see the Northern Lights for like 5 fucking hours or 4. Maybe it was even 5 hours. I'm not going to lie. It's because you're just driving from like one side of the country to the other side of the country, quite literally trying to chase the Northern Lights. And it's so fucking rare. Now, yes, on the flip side, you can rent a car and see the Northern Lights by yourself, but the odds of you actually finding it are fucking rare unless it's like right outside of your hotel because you need these people that report. So, the way that the company works is every single day, they kind of know, I don't know how they know, but they know if it's going to appear. They don't know 100%, but all of this is like statistically, it's like almost impossible to fucking see it. If you see it, congratulations to you. You made it to the rare 5% club, okay? If you see the Northern Lights, which also is a reason why I wanted to see them because it's like so rare. So essentially so you book the tour like on a Monday. And so at 5 p.m. on Monday, you get an email letting you know if it's going to happen tonight or not. Now, even if it tells you, they always tell you this like 100 times, even if they tell you that it's going to happen, they still can't guarantee that it's going to happen. They're going to try to make it happen. The weather is saying what they're looking for is perfect weather. So if there's like no clouds in the sky, like, and they're just seeing that, they will email you at 5 o'clock letting you know tonight is a good night, the tour is on or the tour is off. Okay, so let's pretend I got to Iceland on Sunday night. Monday, I had booked an excursion. It was called like the Golden Circle or something like that. It was an excursion. It was an entire fucking day. It was like a 12-hour thing. I did that and I was supposed to have a Northern Lights tour. And I was like waiting. And there was like not good Wi-Fi at the time in this place, in this Iceland place. Wi-Fi, they didn't have tourists at the time really. So it was really hard to find Wi-Fi, but I was like trying to find Wi-Fi everywhere I went. And then I get the email on Monday. Unfortunately, the tour will be canceled today because the Northern Lights is not happening due to weather conditions. Now, here's what the company does. If you book the Northern Lights tour, but it didn't appear, then you kind of get like you don't get a refund. You get like, what is it called? Like a rain check. Like you can use that credit like the next day or until it actually happens if you paid for it. So then I get so fucking sad. So sad. Like, what the fuck? I got here Sunday night. Everyone saw it Saturday, the day before. I didn't get to see it on Sunday. Now my tour has been canceled. I only have 3 more days here. What the fuck? That was the thought. I got really sad because I thought 1,000%. I'm a fucking manifester. I know how to manifest the fuck out of life. It was supposed to happen today and it didn't. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but like, okay, I got to manifest harder. That's what I thought. So the next day, I make all these friends along the way. Really great people. I still talk to these people today. All these people. Oh my God, so much fun. I'm having all these flashbacks. The next day, there was a different tour that was booked to the Blue Lagoon. I make my Blue Lagoon dream. I make so many friends there. And I'm like, okay, I'm on the wait list for like the Northern Lights on Tuesday night. I make so much friends. Oh, and then like the people, this is the thing. I met this like 2 couple. Matthew and this other girl, I can't remember, was her name Rachel? I'm not sure. They were really sweet. I think they were like from New Zealand and Australia. And they came for the Northern Lights. And I told them, oh, I'm doing this tour. And they're like, oh, we want to book it. So they booked the tour. So now we're like on the tour, the Northern Lights tour at night. Like I basically made friends with these people. And then we just did they just booked all the same itineraries as me. We just did like the rest of the trip together, like these group of people. And there was also this girl named Dawn that was staying at my hostel. And like, it was so much fun, this group of peeps. Okay. So Tuesday, I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm like, today's happening. Today's the day. Today's the day. I'm going to manifest good weather. It's going to happen today. And then guess what? I get the email and it's like, nope. Unfortunately, due to bad weather. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. I'm going to lose my shit. I did not come all the way to Iceland for this not to fucking happen. There's no fucking way, man. And the next day, I booked another entire itinerary, fucking 12-hour tour with these groups of mine. And I get the same email. It's not happening. This is on Wednesday. So I got there on Sunday. And this is like fucking 4 days in a row. And I lose it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I did not come here for no reason. Like, this is not fucking okay. I lose it. I start to kind of be like, oh my God, like this can't happen to me. I see it in my brain. I see that I'm going to see it. Like there's no fucking way. I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't come here on Saturday. I can't believe it. I start like losing it. Everyone's disappointed, but they're okay. They're like, oh, well, like they're sad, but they're like, oh, well, that's just Iceland. And I'm like, no. This is like my life. I need to see it. And the thing was, I couldn't stay in Iceland longer. And Iceland was a trip, the location that I stayed the most at, like 4 or 5 days, I guess, according to the story, because I knew that it's rare to see it. Everywhere else, I stayed like 2 nights here, 3 nights there, the other countries, right? Not Iceland. But I couldn't like stay in Iceland longer. I was doing collaborations in like Prague and Vienna and like Budapest. Like I was doing collaborations. I was working with hotels. I had flights. Like I couldn't change this. This was my fucking verdict. Like if it was not happening, I don't know, I would have fucking killed myself. I swear. It was so expensive in Iceland. Jesus Christ. Now at this point, day like 3 or 4, whatever this is, I am fucking tired, cold, so out of it, starving. I booked so much excursions that I had no time to eat. And like, as a vegetarian, Iceland's a very hard country to eat vegetarian in. They eat like whale, they eat like sharks, they eat deers, they eat like all this wildlife. And I really fucking starved. And so I was not getting enough sleep. I was not eating well. I was fucking freezing, which is a recipe to getting sick, which is what happened later. And so the next day we had another tour. I don't remember what the tour was. This was my last day. Okay. So this was my last day. The next day I was leaving early morning. Like I had to head to the airport like 6 in the morning. It was gnarly. I had the bus picking me up at 6 in the morning. Okay. So the next day, I just want to cry. I just want to fucking cry. And I'm begging God. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I like the day before I was like, there's no fucking way this is not happening. But I was panicking. Okay. Now, Thursday, my last day, official day in Iceland. We have a tour during the day. And I can't even keep my fucking eyes open, you guys. The tours, they're like crazy. They're like 12 hours. But I was like, you got to seize life, got to live life to the fullest. You might die tomorrow. Who knows? Like, you know, just do life. Okay. So this tour essentially possibly started at like 6 in the morning. And I want to say it started at like 6, 8 a.m. And hold on. I'm trying to think for the sake of the story. I'm trying to think. It was like a 12-hour tour. That's why it was fucking crazy. So we'll say it's from 6 to 6. Okay? Okay. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It was a whole fucking day. And this day it was freezing and the weather was fucking crap. And I was like fucking gonna kill myself. So sad. And I was like, this is my last day. I have to use all my manifestation psychic abilities to just manifest the fuck out of this. Like, it has to happen. And I'm with my friend Matthew and the girl and Dawn and like all these people. But at this day, I'm like, I'm so fucking tired. I don't even remember my fucking name. I'm sleep deprived. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't even know what the tours are. I don't even care. Like, I do, but I don't. But like, I don't know. I think we're like at a beer winery place. Like, who knows? Who cares? And I'm like waiting, like time is moving by so slow. I'm waiting for 5 o'clock to see if I get the fucking email. Waiting. All the hours are moving by so slowly. It's like fucking 12 o'clock. It's only 12. It's 1. It's 2. It's 3. When is it going to be? 5 p.m. It finally is 5 p.m. I check my email. Congratulations. The Northern Lights tour is going to be on tonight. Oh my God. I wanted to die. I started jumping and screaming. We're like in a tour of like 50 or 100 people. I started screaming and jumping up and down. And we're like, what's happening? I was like, the Northern Lights is going to be on tonight. Oh my God. Freaking the fuck out. Oh my God. And it said in like parentheses, there is a small chance that it might not happen, but as of now, the tour is happening. It can be canceled at any moment. And I was like, I don't care. It's fucking happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh my God. 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 Losing my shit. Everyone's fucking hyped up. Everyone's fucking tired as fuck, but like everyone's so excited. My friend Matt and the other girl, I think her name was Rachel, and my friend Dawn, and everyone's fucking excited. But here's the catch. Now I do actually remember all the details. So it was from this tour was from 6 to 6, and I didn't even eat. I didn't fucking eat. I had no time to eat that day. I didn't wake up early enough for breakfast. Okay? Now here was the catch. The tour for the Northern Lights left at 7 p.m. Okay? But because essentially the tour didn't happen for so many days, there were so many people that needed like multiple buses. So it was like at 7, and then they had one at 8. Okay? This gave us literally, and it was all in the city center, but it like gave us little to no time to like change or grab food. Now listen, I'm a fucking manifester. When I'm trying to manifest shit, I don't give a fuck about food. I'll eat later. I'll fucking starve for now. I won't sleep. I'll sleep tomorrow. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I don't fucking care. I have a dream. I have a mission. I have a goal, and it's fucking happening. I don't give a fuck. Even though I'm starving and my stomach hurts and I'm dizzy and I'm lightheaded and I'm fucking tired, I don't care. I fucking came here for the Northern Lights. That's what the fuck's gonna happen. So, all right, I don't even care about this tour that I'm on anymore. Like, it's fucking over. At 5 p.m., the fucking tour was over in my fucking brain. Like, can we just get to the fucking bus and go back to Reykjavik, however you say it, the city center, the capital of Iceland, and let me just grab pizza somewhere or something so I can fucking go on and see my Northern Lights. And the trip to Iceland was amazing, and this trip made like my favorite country. But we get back, it's 6. Everyone's fucking tired. Everyone's dead. And we got back at 6:30. That was the thing. There was like traffic and snow and shit. 6:30. Now, I was like, I'm going on the 7 o'clock fucking tour, guys. And they're like, we're really, really hungry. And I was like, I'm so hungry. But I can't. I'm going to like regret this for the rest of my life. Like, I have to be on the 7 o'clock bus. I can't. I have to, and like the other bus dropped you off at 6:30. It's kind of close, but you have to like walk there. And like, I was like, I have to get on the bus, sit in the fucking front row seats. Like, I'm always so mission oriented. Like, I'm a lot. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to go eat and change. And like, we'll meet you there on the other 8 o'clock bus. And I was like, okay, like, have fun. Eat a pizza for me. Love you. Peace out. I get on this thing and I am so fucking tired. Freezing, tired, a million fucking things. I can't feel my fucking hands. This bus has no heater, nothing. And they're like, okay, listen, everyone. We're going to try to see the Northern Lights. We can't guarantee that we're going to see the Northern Lights. There's a good chance. We've heard some things tonight. But we can't guarantee it. And I'm like, it's going to fucking happen, bitch. Like, it's happening. It's happening. I don't care. And I'm like, manifest, visualize, feel it, see it. Like, all the things can go and you can do it. You can, like, change, like, the timeline for everyone and make everyone's dream come true with your magic powers because you just are a fucking crazy manifester, and you can actually change everyone's reality with your crazy manifestation obsession powers. And like, girl, don't stop. Manifest it, see it, feel it. It's fucking happening. Also, like, my phone was like about to die. Like, I had no fucking camera battery because I didn't have time to charge anything. Like, I mean, this shit was out of control. Out of control. Okay. We start writing, and I'm like looking out the window. Like, of course I got on the bus first. Of course I got fucking window seat. Of course I'm in the fucking front row. And I'm just looking out the window, like so concentrated, so eager, like at any given moment, because I know that it can happen for a minute or it can happen for 10 minutes. I'm so eager, like, oh my God, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I'm freaking out. And like I'm sitting in the front, so I can hear her when she's getting phone calls and walkie-talkies and updates. I'm fucking there in the front row, there to listen. I'm like, I'm literally a character out of a fucking movie. Like, that's me. I need to make sure that this operation is going according to plan. Okay, so we get like a call, like, okay, the Northern Lights is at this location. Go, 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 go. So the bus starts going, and there's like, this fucking bus is packed, and there's like buses behind us, and we like, okay, it's here. I see it. She's like, I see it. I'm like, where? And everyone's like freaking out. Everyone's taking out their fucking fancy cameras. Everyone's freaking out. And she's like, I see it. Let's get out of the bus. And we get out of the bus and we go outside. And I look up in the sky. And I'm like, where? And she's like, can't you see it? And I'm like, no. And she's like, look. And I'm like, what? And everyone's taking pictures. And I'm like, the fuck? Is this a fucking joke? Is this like prank? Like, she's like, you don't see it? And I like start asking him, like, do you see it? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you guys are like, are you kidding? No, I have crazy vision. You guys. There was nothing there. It was a lie. I said to her, I'm like, this is it? Okay, now when I say that, from a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it like a 1 or a 2. Like, there was nothing there. It would look like a fucking cloud. Like, there was nothing there. Nothing was happening. It looked like a cloud color at night. Maybe a little darker than a cloud color at night. I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? What in the fuck is this? Now I'm like, I feel crazy. And I know I have psychic abilities. I can see ghosts since I was a kid. I can see shadows and ghosts and spiritual things that most people can't see. And you're telling me that I'm looking up in the sky and I can't see the fucking Northern Lights? Like, there's no way. No how. I'm like, I need to understand I asked her this. I'm like, from a scale of 1 to 10, how bright is this? And she's like a 3 and a 4. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding? This is so... And like, I'm like, oh my God, I did not come to Iceland. I did not dream for decades for this moment. Like, this is not my fucking moment. This is not, God, if you're out there, can you hear me? This is not my moment. Please tell me this is not my moment, because I will fucking cry, and I will think that the Northern Lights is a fucking lie, because you guys, nothing was in the sky. People were crazy. People were taking pictures of nothingness. I don't even know what the fuck was happening. I felt like I was being pranked. We got on the bus. This is like a 5-hour bus. So the thing starts at 6, the bus tour thing, the Northern Lights tour started at 7 p.m. and it ended at 12 a.m. Imagine how fucking delirious I was by the time we got back, knowing that I have a flight at 6 in the morning. Like, I'm insane. Okay. We get on the bus and I'm like, Elohim, God, please, come on, like, please, like, I came all the way over here, like, please don't tell me that was it. Like, that cannot be it. Like, please, I beg of you, like, come on, manifestor generator, Kim Cohen, like, you got this. And I'm like literally praying and like begging God, like, that cannot be it. And like, we're driving, we're waiting for more reports. Okay, we're driving for like an hour, nothing's happening. I'm like, oh my God, my life is over. This is the worst fucking story ever. What am I going to tell my grandchildren? This is so fucked up. I'm literally about to cry. I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. I'm so fucking cold. I'm so over it. I'm so disappointed. And I'm about to cry. I'm like giving up almost, because I've been like so concentrated and focused on manifesting it. And then out of nowhere, she's like, hold on. There's a new sighting at the lighthouse. Oh my God, I have the biggest smile on my face. So then we like, go. It was really like that. It was like, oh my God, okay, there's another sighting, go. The bus was like going. And we're like, oh my God, like, hurry up, like, before it's gone. Like, you don't know, it's going to be 5 minutes, it's going to be 10 minutes, it's going to be like an hour. Like, how long is it going to be? Like, no one knows. But she's like, I see them. They're here really strong. And I'm hearing this on the walkie-talkie. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And we're driving. I don't know how long we drove. We drive a half an hour, like potentially 40 minutes, a half an hour. And it's like letting all the other walkie-talkies know and all the other buses. And we're the first bus that gets there. And we're at this lighthouse that's like on the water. And there's like snow on the ground. You guys, I don't know how to describe this to you, but it was one of the most fucking insane, epic moments of my entire life. I wish I can I think because I was so tired of delirious, I don't have like a clear as fuck, core memory picture, like the way that I want it to be, because I was so fucking depleted of energy. But when I tell you, I do have pictures. My pictures were featured in a magazine because it was so fucking epic. When I tell you this shit was insane, it was fucking insane. It was fucking insane. Kim Cohen manifested like a 10 out of 10 experience. I manifested a 10 out of 10 Northern Lights experience, so much so that it was turning green. It lasted long. It was moving in crazy fucking shapes. Oh my God. It was doing all the things. All the things in the sky. It was so mystical, magical, supernatural, magnificent, rare, insane, makes you want to cry, like you saw a rainbow for the first time in your life, but even crazier because it's moving and it's dancing. And it was so green, and it actually ended up merging into pink mode, which is that's even super fucking rare. It was insane. It was fucking insane. I had no cell phone battery. I had no camera battery. People were so nice. They took pictures of me, and then they took my email or my phone number, and they emailed it to me. Thank God. I love their soul. I did take pictures of them. My thing died. But then the other people, I didn't know how to do all the settings and all the stuff. But the people were so nice. They emailed me the pictures. I can't even believe. And so we were there was the lighthouse, and then there was this little house. It was so out of the fucking movies. It was so, gosh, dreams. And this little house thingy, I don't even know what it is. It's a mini museum. Potentially it was white mini museum, but it had the lights were off inside, and it had a million candles. And then they had a little hot cocoa booth. Oh my God, please give the starving girl hot cocoa and some fucking Danish donuts and cookies. Oh my God. Now let me tell you, this night was the coldest night in Iceland. It was so cold. So fucking cold. It was crazy windy. We're at the beach essentially in Iceland, in snow and ice. And so I had a hot cocoa, and you basically go in and out of this thing. They had a big patio at the top, and you go in and out because it's fucking freezing. And if you stay out for too long, you'll probably die, and I'm not exaggerating. So you have to go in and out and warm yourself up. Doesn't matter how many layers you're wearing. If you're wearing wool, you're gonna fucking die. And I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care if I was going to be sick. I didn't care. I just didn't want to die or have a frostbite. But I kept running in and out, and I was just mesmerized in a fucking dream. It was the most beautiful, profound thing I've ever seen in my life. They were twirling in different shapes. They were dancing. They were, oh my God. And it was not for 2 minutes. This shit lasted for 40 minutes. It was everything I dreamed of and more. It was worth everything. It was worth the heartache. It was worth the starving. It was worth having my heart broken 4 or 5 days in a row. It was worth everything. It was worth manifesting. It was worth coming to Iceland by myself and not knowing jack shit. It was worth the money. It was worth all of it. 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 It was so profound and extraordinary and forever cherished in my life. Akashic Records memory. And you want to hear the sad, fucked up story to this? Do you want to hear? My friends that came on the 8 o'clock bus, when they arrived, they were already gone. The Northern Lights had left. Did you just hear that? Do you know how fucked up that is? Do you know how insane that is? Do you know that if I decided to make one different move, if I decided to go get that pizza earlier, if I decided to just take a break and chill, I would have missed them. I would have gone to Iceland and I would have not seen the Northern Lights. My friends never got to see the Northern Lights. And when I told them, oh my God, you missed it, it was like this, it was that, like all these people were telling all these stories to the other buses that arrived, the 8 o'clock one. And the 8 o'clock people like wanted to fucking die and cry. And they were just so upset. They were like broken because they stayed there for like 2 more hours and nothing happened. And that's how rare life gets to be. That's how insane life gets to be. That's how the little decisions that you make matter. The little things, the little insignificant things that you think don't make a big deal, like they actually do. I had a split second of a moment to decide, am I going to hang out with my friends and just go eat and just chill, or am I going to go fucking chase my motherfucking dreams? Guess what? Your girl went and chased her fucking dreams. Why? Because life is too fucking short. Because life is fucking precious. Because you never fucking know. Because I just really cherish the rareness of life and synchronistic moments and magic and supernatural and nature. And I cherish it. I appreciate it. I don't fuck around with it. Like, I don't take risks on it. Like, I want it all. And that's just who I am. And that's who I've always been. I've been this girl that has stars in her eyes, chasing her dreams, running, chasing, making the impossible possible. And that's just the way that I do life. And that's how I've been able to do all the amazing things that I've been able to do with my life. Because I'm not like, I'm just going to go have pizza and just let my dream wait. I'll put my dream on hold for a second. I'll let it wait for an hour. No, not me. Most people would have. I know that like 95% of people would have fucking starved after a 12-hour tour of no food and gone and get that pizza. But I was like, nope. And I got on that bus on the way back and I had the biggest smile on my face and I fell asleep on that bus ride home and I was freezing. But I was so happy, like I've never been happy in my entire life because I was like chasing this dream for like a decade and a half. This was a big bucket list item, pinnacle moment of my life. I got back. I barely slept. I got sick after that. I completely broke down my immune system. I don't fuck around and travel like that anymore where I just completely destroy my immune system. But I definitely got sick afterwards. And like, it's fucked up, but like, who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. I made my dream come true. That's all that matters. Now here's the wild thing, guys. A couple years later, I went to Iceland, my second time to Iceland. I was invited to a travel blogger press conference. And you bet your ass I fucking went. And it was crazy because I got invited. Like, I was told like it was one of those making the impossible possible shenanigans per usual in my life. And I had a very short timeline. Like I think I was notified about going to Iceland a couple years later. I think it was in 2018. It was like 3 years later. I was told about that trip like 3 days before it happened and I had no money for it. But I knew that like we're influencers and we're going to work with brands and we're going to get excursions for free and there's going to be like discounts and there's going to be things. But like, once again, I fucking pulled money out of my fucking ass. I like hustled. I manifested like, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 for like this trip in Iceland. And like 2 or 3 days as I would. If you want to know how to do that, join Money Magnet, lifetime access to that course where I literally teach you how to manifest money super fucking fast out of your ass in a short period amount of time. Amazing, powerful manifestation masterclass, Money Magnet. I'll put the link in the show notes. There's lots of testimonials on that website, but I manifested crazy. I decided to take an impulsive decision. I got the invitation in the mail. I'm like, I'm fucking going. I'm going. I don't know how. I don't have the money. I don't know how, but I feel like I'm like called to go. And it's my favorite country in the world. So, and you got to go on 4 excursions for free. And I was like, wow, when am I going to get that opportunity to go to Iceland and get 4 excursions for free when it's the most expensive fucking country I've ever been to? So I was like, I'm fucking going. Manifested $5,000 to go on this trip in like 3 days. Got there. And the trip was like a 10-day trip. I met incredible people on this trip. So many amazing travel bloggers that I still talk to today that are like lifelong friends. I also met my friends from High on Life. But one thing that was super wild about the second trip to Iceland is this. I got so fucking lucky because the time that I was in Iceland, there was a Northern Lights media shower Have you ever fucking heard of that terminology? I bet you haven't. That means that there's northern lights every fucking day. Every fucking day. And so I stayed at the same hostel. And when I got there, I went on the fucking rooftop and the northern lights were there. Like it was supposed to be 3 years prior. How insane is that? How insane is that? I kept trying to manifest that 3 years prior, and it manifested 3 years later. I checked into that fucking hostel. I went up to the rooftop on the 5th floor, went on the patio, and boom, the northern lights were there. And someone took a picture of me. I have that, literally how I tried to manifest it the original time. That was epic. And I was blown away, and I was like, I'm back, baby. Fucking Iceland, first day, northern lights. It's going to be amazing. I didn't know that it was going to be a meteor shower. And then we did all these excursions like every single night. And what ended up happening was we saw the northern lights every fucking day. Every day, every day, every day. In all the shapes and sizes you could fucking imagine. Now, the first day the day on the rooftop, in 2018, I was like freaking out, excited about life. The next day when I went on the tour bus and we saw it then, I was like so excited. And then as the days started to move on, I started to get less and less and less and less excited. It's so fucked up. But it's like, I actually, now I have the biggest smile on my face. Like my cheeks hurt from smiling. Like I got to see the northern lights 10 times in my life. It's fucking insane and it's wild. And I got to see them every single day to the point where eventually when we got to see the northern lights and everyone's like, let's get out of the car and take pictures because we're all bloggers, travel bloggers, influencers. There were times where I'm like, I'm too tired. I'm going to stay on the bus. Like, I'm good. Like, you guys do your pictures. Like, I'm good. Like, on day 5, I'm like, I'm good. And all of a sudden, I became that fucking boring guy on the plane that was like, oh, I've seen them. Yeah, they're magical. Like, yeah. But, like, you know, I see them every day. So, like, whatever. It's so fucking funny that I became that person. The coolest Northern Lights moving experience is, like, some of it on, like, this trip was, like, imagine, like, a rainbow. Okay, the shape of a rainbow. But then imagine it swirling like a tornado in the shape of a rainbow. Like, that tripped my fucking eyeballs out. I was like, whoa. They wrote some of that. I actually have a picture of me like that. My friend Alexi, who passed away, I took a really cool picture of him that was like viral. His Instagram is Wonderlust. You go to Instagram, right? Wonderlust, that's him. They were, or would just find high on life. They were just incredible human beings that passed away a couple of months after that trip. It was less than a year after that trip. I had the time of my life with them. They were 4 guys and I just did everything with them. Like, I was one of the boys. I did every excursion with them for like 10 days. We did everything together, sat with each other everywhere, did everything together, ate everywhere, did the same tours, sat on the bus everywhere together. And unfortunately, 2 of them died, and their girlfriends. It was like 3 people died in a tragic accident that happened in Canada. They went hiking. They were trying to save each other's lives, and they all fell down a waterfall and unfortunately passed away very young, very tragically, before the age of 30. They are forever my angels, and I love them very much, and I always think about them all the time. And yeah, I had so much fun with them, seeing the Northern Lights, and that's my Northern Light story. And if you listened up to this point, I want to tell you that your dreams matter, you matter, your bucket list matter. You can make anything possible. You can make the impossible possible. I'm literally living proof of it times 100, and have the most extraordinary life you can ever give yourself. Remember, you only get to be you one time in this lifetime. So give yourself the best freaking life you can. Love you. See you on the next episode.